Welcome back. Let's cover constructors. So here's our next problem. We wrote too many lines of code. We needed 5 lines just to create one object. And this is just the beginning. In a real system like Amazon, a product may contain like 80 properties, like created at, updated at, a region, some sort of discount code, is it prime delivery, a company name like Sony, weight, dimensions, a category, and the list could go on and on. So our objective is to create a product with only one line of code. And we want to give this line of code everything it needs, and we're going to do this with a constructor. A constructor is basically just a method that creates the product for us, and the constructor lives inside the class. So once we're done creating our constructor, this is what our line of code is going to look like. We're going to give it a bunch of parameters, like strings and doubles, and then it builds our object for us. Okay, making our way back over to product.java, let's go ahead and create our constructor. So I need to say product, and this has to match exactly the name of the class you gave it. Open and close parentheses, and then open and closed curly braces. So then this is going to act like a method where we pass in all of the things we want to create our product. So let's just go in order. So string, name, I'm just going to give it the letter N, and I'll explain why this is later. Then a string for description, I'm just going to give it the letter D. And then a double price, I'm just going to give it the letter P. And then a Boolean in stock, I'm just going to give it the letter I. Now, we're not done yet, but let's just see what this part did. When we go back over to main.java, we can now see a red error. This is saying, hey, we're expecting 4 arguments, but you gave us 0. So what's happening, if I hold the command key and then hover over product, what it's saying is, hey, you're supposed to give me these 4 things, you didn't give me anything. So I'm going to go back to main.java, and I'm just going to start moving these in. So the first thing was our PS5. I'm going to do Command X, or on Windows it's Control X, and then Command V, comma. I'm then going to take gaming console, put it up here. The price, put it up here. The Boolean true, comma, and put it up here. And now you can see the red squiggles went away, and this is now happy. Of course, this broke this part of the code, so I'm just going to go ahead and comment this out. So now at this point, our code will compile. Let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. So we have a product name is null, our description is null, and our price is null, but in stock is false. So what happened here? So when we go back over to our product class, we took in all of this data, but we didn't do anything with it. We didn't actually assign the values. So that's why all of these are null. However, if you notice, in stock does have a value. It's false. Why is that? Because we used a primitive data type, a Boolean, which can't hold null. So what's the default value in a Boolean? It's false. So this is where the default values really come into play when you're doing constructors and objects. So let's go ahead and actually assign our values. What we want to do is say, okay, this is the name of our product. We want to assign this value. So I'm going to say name, and it's going to equal this string of n because that's our name. Then we're going to say description is equal to this string right here, D. And then we're going to say price is equal to P. And then our in stock is equal to I. Now just take a second to notice the colors. Purple in IntelliJ, this is telling you this is a field of the product. And when you have white, this is telling you This is a parameter. So if your colors match up, that's a good hint that you did it correctly. Okay, now that this is all linked up correctly, let's go back over to main.java. When I rerun this, now I get all of the values and they are assigned correctly. Okay, let's talk about having multiple constructors. You can have as many constructors as you would like. Perhaps you only have a name and description and you want to leave the rest blank. That's totally fine. We'll make as many constructors as makes sense for our project. However, like we just mentioned, use caution when you're using wrapper classes versus primitive data types. The wrapper class data types that are not assigned, those will go to null, but the primitive data types will go to the default value. Okay, let's go back to product.java. And just FYI, this is an all arguments constructor because it contains all of the arguments in the constructor. Pretty obvious, right? So now we're going to create a constructor with 2 arguments. So let's do product, open and closed parentheses, open and close curly braces. We'll do string n and string d for name and description. And then we're going to do the same thing. Name is equal to n, and then description is equal to d. Now let's go back to main.java, and let's create a new product. So I'm going to say product y is equal to new product. And now I have 2 choices. I can either pass in 5 parameters or I can pass in 2 parameters. So I'm going to pass in 2 parameters. So I'm going to say Xbox and gaming console from Microsoft. And I'm going to go ahead and print the product down here. So down here we see we have Xbox, we have our gaming console from Microsoft. Notice we didn't give it a price, so it came across as null. And remember, the default value is false even though we didn't assign it. Okay, let's cover one more type of constructor, and that is our default constructor. So if I do product and just do open and close parentheses and open and close curly braces with no parameters, this is a default constructor, meaning I don't have to give it anything and it just makes a blank product. So coming back over to main.java, I'll do one more. Product z is equal to new product, and I just pass in nothing. And I'm going to go ahead and just comment these out. And then I'll do print product z. And you can see our product is null for the name, description, and price, and still has our product in stock as false. Okay, let's talk about the default constructor really quickly. Like we mentioned, this takes in no parameters, but if you define no constructors like we did at the very beginning of the video, Java automatically gives you the default constructor. But if you do define a constructor, then you have to go back and manually add it. Next up is the this keyword. It allows you to give your parameters better names. It's hard to explain without just giving you an example, so let's go back to our code to see how this works. Okay, so let's look at our all argument constructor. And if you notice, we really danced around this to make sure we didn't bump into it, but I called the string of name just the letter N, and string D is description. So what happens if I want to give this a better name? Let's say I call this name. And then I'm going to change N to name. Well, notice we don't get the nice purple and white. Instead, we get gray and gray. And when I hover, Java says the variable name is assigned to itself. What this is saying is Java's like, wait a minute, which name are you talking about? Are you talking about this name? Or are you talking about this name? So Java's confused right now. So what we can do, if we want to give this a better name, we can use the this keyword. So I can say this dot name is equal to name. Notice it turns purple, which tells you now it's talking about this name. So what the this keyword does is it tells Java which one you're referencing. I can do the same thing with the other fields. So if I wanted this one to say description and change this to description, again, it's confused. So now I need to tell it which one to reference. So I say this dot description, turns purple, which tells me I did a good job. Price. This dot price is equal to price. And then Boolean in stock, this dot in stock is equal to in stock. So to be clear, this did the exact same thing. It's just now it's a little more readable. Now when I look at this constructor, I can tell, oh, these are what the parameters are supposed to be. So if you look up the technical definition of the this keyword, it says refers to the current object of a class used to differentiate between instance variables and parameters. Yeah, if I gave you that definition, it wouldn't make any sense. But now you should understand it. And lastly, IntelliJ helps you. IntelliJ will automatically generate constructors for you if you ask it to. So let's see an example. I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of our constructors. And when I'm in the class, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to scroll down to Generate. Then I'm going to click Constructor. Now at this point, you can select as many as you want. So I'm going to hold the Command key on Mac or Control on Windows, and I'm going to select Name. I'm holding the key, Description, Price, and In Stock. And then I'm going to click OK. And notice it automatically generated the code for us. Now notice what it did. It gave our parameters really nice names. And because of that, it also had to use the this keyword. That's the default for IntelliJ. You can do this for any combination you want. So I'm going to do it again. Generate. Constructor. I'm going to click Select None. And there you go. There's our default constructor. Notice it did put this extra keyword in front. Don't worry, we're going to cover what this means in a second. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Generate constructor. I'm going to select name and description. And there it is. And as always, do the homework. Good luck.